Hi everyone.
Hi.
Unique
Hi, Pranay.
Shri Pramod Dipan. So in our last session, we discussed how to install a CyberArk Central Policy Manager (CPM), and we have successfully installed CPM as well. And we have seen all the configuration files, log file services related to CPM. So the next component that we need to install is a PSM, that is Privileged Session Manager. So this component is responsible for session monitoring and isolation, that is for recording activities, recording of all the privileged activities. So let's start with PSM installation. So in order to install PSM, the prerequisites that are required are we need RDS roles. In our last session, we discussed RDS roles. What are RDS roles? Any one of you? What does RDS stands for? What are RDS?
Remote desktop service.
Yes, remote desktop services roles. Remote desktop services. As the name itself indicates, remote desktop service means users will launch sessions from CyberArk. Means when we onboard some privileged accounts into CyberArk, users will log into PWA console and they will see their privileged accounts and they will click on connect. So when they click on connect, the users will get the sessions will get launched to their end machines, to their target servers via PSM. Okay, so for that purpose, in order to launch those sessions, we need a remote desktop services to be installed on our CyberArk PSM server. Okay, so let's start with RDS roles and then we'll install PSM on our component server. Let me share my screen. Can you guys able to see my screen? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you. So let me log into the Vault server. So total, how many saves got created so far? Let us check one more time. Yeah, so total 21 saves were there so far. Okay, so after installing CPM, we have these saves, that is password manager, accounts, AD internal info pending, and till password manager temp. Okay, so total 21 saves were there, and the default user that got created after CPM installation is, that is password manager user. Okay, and these are the users and groups related to PWA. Right, let me log into component server. This is
Hey,
our
Bisnu,
component.
can I take a moment? Can you hear me?
Yes, please.
We were on the other, I mean, at least I was on the other link that I thought was a permanent link. And I don't know, I already missed, like, we already missed 10 minutes of class. So why is the communication not so good? We should have been informed, right? We have been asking questions, nobody's answering in the group. And I think, who is this? Anusri just sent the link, and that's how I got into this, right? So
Uh,
that's
the session was
one
just
thing.
started now.
Okay.
Bhuvan, we waited for 10 minutes for the rest of the candidates to join. I just started my session.
Right. Maybe from your side, that's fine. But, I think we were literally waiting on the other link. And I was thinking that was the universal link forever. Looks like there's a, like a new link session. That's something I wasn't aware of. And we haven't got the software yet. So I think I talked about that last class also. So let's bring Rakesh or whoever that person is who is going to, give us the software. Now, after installation, we need to do a lot of practice, right? Can't wait anymore to get installed. So those are the 2 points I just wanted to raise.
Sure,
Yeah,
sure.
let's continue. Thank you.
So let me log into the component server. So this is our component server. Login as domain account. Let me change my network. Okay, so now go to the software folder. PSM, Privilege Session Manager. Let me extract the software packages. Okay, so now we are in the software installer package PSM. So here you can see installation automation folder. So in installation automation, in the prerequisites, we can see install RDS. Okay, prerequisites install RDS roles. So now I'll run this script. See, if you want to install RDS roles manually instead of this automation script, so you need to go to server manager. In server manager, add roles and features, and here remote desktop services installation. You need to select this remote desktop services installation and you need to go ahead if you want to install it manually. So I'll run the prerequisite script and this will take care of all the RDS roles. So now I am in the installation automation folder. Prerequisites, open PowerShell from this path as an admin. Dot slash prerequisites dot psm1. Okay, enter. Sorry. So the command that needs to be executed for prerequisites is little different here. It's not like a direct PSM PowerShell script. Let us get this from Cyberark. Just bear with me, guys. So this is manual way they're explaining. I'm looking for the automation. Okay. So see here in the installation automation folder, we have prerequisites and we have configuration file, prerequisites config file. Let me edit this file. So in this configuration file, see here the following step verifies .NET framework. So it will install .NET, and if not, it will verify the .NET on this machine. And the following step installs RDS rules on this PSM machine. Okay, it is enabled set to yes, and the script that is it is going to execute is install RDS. And the next step it is going to do is disable NLA. NLA means network level authentication on the PSM. It is set to yes. And update RDS security layer. Okay, it is set to no. Make it to yes. And the secondary logon service on the PSM mission if not running, ensure service is running, display name is secondary logon service is set to no. Okay, just save this file. Make sure RDS roles, install RDS roles is set to yes in the configuration file, prerequisites configuration file. Okay, so now in order to run this, first we need to copy this path, copy as a path. Now go back to installation automation folder. From here, open PowerShell, and here there is a script called execute stays. Execute stays. It's a PowerShell script. Okay, so we are executing this script one after the other. So first it will verify the .NET framework, and then it will install the RDS roles, and it will disable the network level authentication on the machine. Whatever the steps that we have seen in the prerequisites configuration file, so it is going to execute now. So the command for executing is dot slash execute stays, and then we need to specify the path of the configuration file. See here, I'm just executing the PowerShell script with the path of the prerequisites configuration.xml file. Okay, just enter. See, checking prerequisites and executing the steps, 2 out of 4. So first step, verifying the .NET completed successfully. Next step is it is installing RDS roles. So this will take some time. The mission restart is required. Please save all your work. Okay. See, there is a prompt here. In order to support remote app, log in with a domain admin user after restart. So right now we logged in with the domain account. So even after restart, we need to log into this server with a domain account only. It will take a reboot now and it will install the RDS roles. So in RDS roles, there are 3 features. One is remote desktop session host, remote desktop connection broker, and remote desktop web access. I repeat again. So in RDS roles, remote desktop session host, remote desktop web access, and remote desktop connection broker. These are the 3 roles that will be installed as part of RDS roles. Okay, it is rebooting. Okay, log into the server. See here, it is prompting for local user. So we need to log in with a domain account. So you need to specify the domain name /administrator. So by any chance, if you log in with a local user instead of domain account, if you log in with a local account, your installation will get failed. So make sure whenever while installing RDS roles, after rebooting the server, again you need to log in with the domain account only. Okay, so I logged in. Just wait for a while. The PowerShell will run automatically because it's still in the process of installing the RDS roles on the server. No need to open anything. After rebooting the server, just wait for a while. The roles will get installed. See here, in the backend it started. The script is executing. Last step executed. Install RDS roles. RDS was partially installed. For a full RDS, login with the domain user and return to the prerequisite stage. Yeah, see here, what are the steps that are completed here? From the prerequisites configuration file, we have seen disabling NLA. NLA got disabled. Update RDS security layer. Okay, it is done. The following steps succeeded. Verify .NET, install RDS, disable NLA, update RDS security layer. Okay, prerequisite stage completed successfully. We have to get this message. prerequisites stage completed successfully. Okay. But here we got some prompt. RDS was partially installed. For a full RDS installation, log in with a domain user and return to prerequisite stage. Okay. So I suspect whether these RDS roles are installed correctly or not. We got a message that prerequisites are completed successfully. Okay. So I just want to rerun the script again for a safer side, because it will take a lot of time to install the RDS roles. As I said, RDS connection broker, RDS web access, and RDS session host roles will get installed. But during the installation, I haven't seen that. So let me rerun the script again one more time. Okay, fine. So prerequisite stage completed successfully. So now let us go ahead and install the PSM. Go to the software. So this is the setup file. Run as administrator. Okay, so pending Microsoft C++ packages, click on install. For a successful and full installation, you must run the Privileged Session Manager installation with a domain user who is a member of local administrators group. In an environment with load balanced PSMs, the domain user must be a member of local administrators group. Would you like to continue installation anyway? This will not install the remote app feature. Yes, we logged in with the domain account. Click on yes. Welcome to installation wizard of CyberArk Privileged Session Manager 13.2 version. This will install PSM on our computer. Okay, click on next. Product license agreement. Accept the terms and conditions. Yes. Customer information. Please enter the name and name of the company for whom you work. You can specify any name here. This is for just registration purpose. Click on next. Destination location. Okay, so install CyberArk Privileged Session Manager to C program files CyberArk. C program files 86 CyberArk. Can someone tell me where our CPM got installed? Any one of you? On this server, we have installed CPM. What is the path, destination location where the CPM got installed? Any one of you?
Program file /86
Okay. Program
slash
file
cyber
/86 CyberArk.
slash
Yes, yes, you are absolutely correct. So CPM got installed in the same location. Program files 86 CyberArk. So if you want, I can show you. So if you go to C drive, C program files 86 CyberArk. So see here, password manager got installed. Password manager got installed. So the destination location for PSM is also same. C program files 86 CyberArk. So PSM is also going to be installed here in the same location. Again, I am repeating, due to memory constraints, we are installing all these three components, PVWS, CPM, and PSM on a single server. But in actual live projects, each component will be deployed on a single server. Okay, right. So now go ahead, click on next. please enter the full path of the folder where PSM recordings will be temporarily saved before being uploaded to the vault. See the statement. Please enter the full path of the folder where PSM recordings will be temporarily saved before being uploaded to the vault. Means when we launch PSM sessions, the recordings will get stored initially on the PSM server, and after some time it will be uploaded to the vault. I repeat again, when we launch PSM connections from CyberArk, the recordings initially will be stored on PSM server in this location. See program file CyberArk PSM recordings. So here the recordings will get stored on the PSM server, and after some time it will be uploaded to the vault. Uploaded to the vault in the sense, in the vault we have a default safe called PSM recordings. The name of the default safe is PSM recordings. So in this PSM recordings, all the PSM recordings will get stored on this safe, PSM recordings safe. But before being uploaded to vault, the recordings will get stored initially on the PSM server. So this is the path. C program file CyberArk PSM recordings. Okay. So no need to change this path. Click on next.
Vishnu, I got a follow-up question on that.
Yes, please.
I'm following you so far. Is there an automated process that's going to copy all this information to Vault, or is there a manual process that has to be
It's
initially?
it's an automation process. Okay, so
Okay.
recordings get uploaded to the vault automatically without manual intervention. So when we launch the PSM session and after the PSM session got disconnected, the recording will be stored on our PSM server, and after some time it will be automatically uploaded to the vault, and it will get stored in the PSM recording safe on the vault server.
Got it.
Okay.
And there is no time that needs to be set up as to when those
No,
information is
no,
going.
no
Got it.
such, no
It's
such
behind the
configuration
scene.
is
It's
required.
just behind the scene. It just uploads once the session is terminated.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Thank
Okay,
you.
right. So now we are in the screen PVWA access environment. Please enter the name of the password vault web access configuration safe. Configuration safe name is PVWA config. Okay, see the interconnection between the components. So now we are installing PSM. So at this point of stage, it is asking us to specify the configuration safe name of PVWA. Okay, so when we install PVWA, there is a default safe that got created, that is PVWA config safe. We have seen already. So after installing PVWA, this safe got created, PVWA config safe. So this PVWA config safe contains falses.xml file and pvconfiguration.xml file. So this is the interconnection between the components. So you can't install PSM before PVWA. I repeat again, you can't install PSM before PVWA. Means after installing Vault, you can't go ahead and directly install PSM. Okay, because this PVWA configuration safe is required. So this will get created only after PVWA installation. So that's why we need to follow the order when we are implementing the CyberArk. The order of installation is always we need to install Vault server, whether it is standalone or cluster, then followed by PVWA, followed by CPM, followed by PSM component. Because during the PSM installation, it will ask us to specify the PVWA configuration safe. So without installing PVWA, you can't go ahead and install the PSM. Okay, right. So I'm not going to change. This is the default safe, PVWA config safe. Click on next. Installing Oracle Instant Client, installing codec. Codec is a player for recordings. Okay, so now we are in the phase of vault connection details. Okay, so to register vault administrator, enter vault credentials are required. Vault address. So as I said, always all the components will communicate to the digital vault server via 1858 protocol. So we need to specify vault address here, 10.0.0.2 in our case. Click on next. Next, vault's username and password. That is a default administrator account. So with this account, it will log into the vault and it will create an vault environment. Means it will create some default saves related to this particular component and it will store the configuration files related to this particular component. Give the password. Click on next. Next, API gateway connection details. See here, optional. Enter the protocol and host name of the PVWA through which the PSM connects to the API gateway. If you choose to skip this step, API gateway details will be automatically set according to the internal configuration. Okay, so if you want to configure the API gateway, you need to specify the host name of the PVWA. So here we need to specify the host name of PVWA, or else we can skip it. Okay, it's an optional. So I'm not going to specify any host name here. I'm just clicking on next. So next phase, PKI authentication configuration. So PKI authentication enables you to establish PSM connection while authenticating with a smart card. Do not enable this setting if PKI authentication is not used in your organization. So means if an organization wants to use PKI authentication, then we need to select this enable PKI authentication for PSM. So if at all they are using the smart card authentication with the PKI, we need to enable this feature. Okay, so here I am not going to use any PKI authentication, so I'm not enabling this feature. So just click on next. Next, CyberArk highly recommends hardening the PSM server to enhance security. To customize your hardening and post installation, click the advanced button. Okay, so always we need to harden the servers. We have seen the vault hardening. We have not hardened PVWA. We have not hardened CPM so far. So during the PSM installation, it is asking us for a hardening. But whereas during the PVWA and CPM installation, it did not ask for hardening. Okay, and we have also not hardened the PVWA and CPM component. Later I will show you how to harden the PVWA and CPM. Okay, so for now, go with hardening the PSM server. Click on next. Creating vault environment. So during this time, make sure your vault is always up and running because it is connecting to the vault via 1858 protocol and it is creating some saves and default users. So your vault is the main component in CyberArk. If your vault is down, then all these components will be down. Error in logon, timeout has expired. See, there is some communication issue from a PSM server to the vault server. Timeout has expired. Let me see. The vault is running or not. Authentication failure for user administrator. Oh, this is the previous log. Okay. Okay, our vault is running. Let me give the password one more time. Click on next. Optional gateway. PKI I am not enabling. Hardening. Okay. Next. Timeout has expired. Okay, so there is some communication issue from this server to the vault server. So let me open the PowerShell. Ping 10.0.0.2. See here, transmit failed, general failure. There is a communication issue from PSM to vault. Okay, so received packet sent and received is 0, 100% loss. So better take a reboot of this vault server. Okay, log into the vault. Okay, so with today's date and timestamp, successfully connected to database. Server is up and running. Okay, now from PSM, let me ping the server again. Still we are getting general transmit. Okay, so let me check the firewalls here on the vault server. Windows firewall. All are allowed. This looks good to me. Inbound rules. Okay, all inbound connections are allowed, but still this server is not able to communicate. telnet space 10.0.0.2.1858. The term telnet is not okay. Telnet is not installed on this machine. Okay. Let me configure the telnet. Add rules and features. Next, role-based feature. Telnet client. Okay, let me install this telnet client. Install. Installation succeeded. Now run telnet command one more time. Connecting to could not open connection to the host on port 1858. Connect failed. What's the reason? Let me turn off these firewalls once. 'Still it is failing. Ten dot zero dot zero dot 2.255.0 ping 10.0.0.3 reply to destination host unreachable. So from vault to components also there is no communication. Something wrong here. Let us check the firewall rules here. So if you face these kind of issues, so this is related to network. Okay, so firewall is not allowed between these servers. So in live environment you need to contact the network team and you need to make sure all the firewall rules are in place. So domain profile allow, private it is allow, public allow, apply. Okay, so now from vault try to ping to component server. Destination host unreachable. So if we restart the server again, we need to start installing the PSM. Let me check to AD. AD is also it's failing. Something wrong with the server itself. IP config. See here. If I search IP config here, IPv4 address. So previously I changed this IPv4, right? So that it did not reflect it. That's the issue. We go to v4 properties. See here. This configuration was not saved. 10.0.0.3. Okay. Right. So now it will reachable. IP config. It is 10.0.0.3. Now ping to vault server. See, now we are getting a response to vault server. I'll also check with AD. Enter. Okay. Now it is reachable. Right. So now go ahead and specify our vault administrator password. Click on next. So on the vault server, we have turned off the firewalls, right? I'll set back the firewalls. Hello, inbound connections, outbound connections, public hello. Okay, API gateway optional. Next, PKI authentication. I'm not enabling. Hardening. Okay, will do. Next, creating vault environment. Yes, creating safes, storing configuration files and passwords. So always there should be communication from this server to the vault server with 1858. Updating PVWA configuration files in the vault. So it asks us for PVWA configuration safe. So it is updating the PVWA configuration files within the vault. This will take a time. Let's wait for this installation. Yeah. So see here, username is too long. Please specify username with up to 18 characters. New username, PSM app underscore. This is the computer name. Means the host name of the server which we are installing. So it is saying username is too long. Please specify username up to 18 characters. So if you count this, it is more than 18 characters. Okay. So it is asking us to specify the username with less than 18 characters. Okay. So this is the app user. So let me change this name to like this. Okay. PSM app. underscore win, or else you can specify PSM app user directly. PSM app user. So just click on next. Next we are again, it is asking username is too long. Please specify username up to 18 characters. So this time it is PSM GW. It is gateway user. Okay. So this gateway user length is also more than 18 characters. Make it to less than 18 characters. Okay. So I'm giving the name as PSMGW-V. When we install PVWA, we have seen the app users and gateway users got created. That is PVWA app user and PVWA gateway user. So app users are responsible for internal processing of application, whereas gateway users are responsible for establishing a connection. So similarly for PSM, the default users that will be created now are PSM app users and PSM gateway users. Okay. So whatever the names that I am specifying here now, we will see in the vault. These users will be get created on the vault. So click on next. Adding ownership on the saves. Okay. Adding vault file categories. Creating PSM users and groups. I'll show you what are these PSM users and groups. So it is creating some PSM users and groups. Let's wait for a while. This will take some time. Okay, registering PSM DLLs. Okay. So out of all components, this PSM installation will take a little bit time. Okay, starting service. Right. Installation wizard completed. So you must reboot your computer. Yes, I want to take a reboot. Click on finish. So the highlight points during the installation of PSM is first we need to install RDS roles as a prerequisite. And after installing RDS roles, we need to run the software, PSM software. So we need to choose the destination location and we need to choose the recordings location where the PSM recordings will get stored. And then we need to specify the vault connection details, vault server address and vault administrator account and password. And then if we want to configure API gateway, we can configure, we need to specify the PWA host name. If you want to enable PK authentication, we need to go with PK authentication. That's it. And during the installation, it will prompt us for the app users and gateway users, PSM app users and gateway users. Since the name of the app user and gateway user, it is more exceeding the 18 characters limit. So it asks us to shorten the names. So we have given accordingly whatever the names that we want. So for PSM app user and gateway user. Cyberark. Okay, let us see the services. Services related to PSM. There is only one service, that is CyberArk Privilege Session Manager. See here, CyberArk Privilege Session Manager. This is the service related to PSM. Only one service, CyberArk Privilege Session Manager. So if this service is not running, then PSM will not work. Okay. So only one service, CyberArk Privilege Session Manager. So these two services, CyberArk Central Policy Manager Scanner and Password Manager are related to CPM. Okay. Now we'll see the log files related to PSM. So you need to go to the installation directory, that is C program files 86 CyberArk PSM. Okay. So here our PSM got installed. So go to PSM. In the PSM logs, there are two logs, that is PSM console log and PSM trace logs. Okay. So these are the log files. In the console log, you can see here with the date and timestamp, privilege session manager is up. Privilege session manager, that is PSM, is up and running. So these are the logs, PSM console log and PSM trace log. Can someone tell me what are the log files related to CPM? Any one of you? What are the log files of CPM? Yes, please.
Console log, trace log, error log.
Console log, trace log. Yeah. The actual name is PM console,
PM
PM
console.
trace, PM and PM underscore error. PM underscore error, PM console log, PM trace log. And there are third party logs as well. The logs related to PSM are PSM console logs, PSM trace log, PSM console, PSM trace. Okay, right. So these are the log files, and there is only one service. Configuration file. We'll look at the configuration file. Can someone tell me what is the configuration file of CPM? Any one of you? What is the name of the configuration? Sorry, can you repeat again? Yes, cpm.ini. Very good. cpm.ini is the configuration file of Central Policy Manager, that is CPM. So similarly, the configuration file of PSM is basic underscore PSM. On my screen, you can see basic underscore PSM is the file name. This is the configuration file of PSM, CyberArk Privilege Session Manager. So if I open this, you can see here, it contains information of PSM app, PSM gateway credentials. So during the PSM installation, this PSM app user and gateway user will get created. So those credential files you can see here, PSM app cred file, PSM gateway cred file. And also you can see here, PSM server ID, PSM server admin ID. PSM server ID, PSM server admin ID. So after installing PSM, there are two users that will be created. I'll show you those users. So during the installation, we have seen creating users and groups, So what are those users? So now I am on the PSM server. So on the PSM server, if you go to local computer management, local users and groups, users, see here, PSM connect account user, PSM admin connect, PSM connect and PSM admin connect. So if I go back to the configuration file, basic underscore PSM.ini file, I can see PSM server ID as PSM server, PSM server admin ID as PSM admin. So these are the two accounts, that is PSM Connect and PSM Admin Connect. So the purpose of PSM Connect and Admin Connect is this PSM Connect user is responsible for launching the sessions to end users. I repeat again, very, very important point. In the backend, whenever user launches a session from CyberArk, PSM, this user, PSM Connect user, is responsible for establishing connections to the end users. Whereas PSM Admin Connect is responsible for auditors in order to view the live monitoring. Auditors in order to view the live monitoring of sessions. This user is responsible, Admin Connect user is responsible for launching the sessions to auditors in order to view the live recordings, in order to view the live monitoring. Whereas PSM Connect is used for establishing the sessions to the end users. Very, very important point. Okay. So these are the two accounts that will be created automatically on the PSM server. So these two accounts we can also see in the PVWA. So let me log into PVWA once, PVWA URL. Login as administrator. So see here, PSM Connect and PSM Admin Connect with the PSM server address 10.0.0.3. So these two accounts we can see in the PVWA interface, and also we can see in the users and groups on the PSM server. These are the local users that got created now, PSM Connect and PSM Admin Connect. These server IDs we can see in the basic._PSM configuration file. Okay, and this basic_PSM .ini file will also contain PVWA configuration file name and PVWA configuration policies.xml. Okay, so during the installation we have seen it asked us to specify the PVWA config safe. Okay, so that PVWA config safe contains this PVWA configuration.xml file. So this is the main configuration file of PSM. So now let us see the safes. Log into Cyberark client. So till CPM installation, there are 21 safes that are there involved, default safes that got created. Now let us see. So I'm repeating, gateway session was disconnected. Means at a time you can't log in with administrator account to PVWA and private arc client. Since I already logged into PVWA with administrator account here, this session was disconnected. Okay, click on OK. Right. So now we have 26 objects, 26 safes. So means 5 safes got created after PSM installation. So what are those safes? See here, PSM, PSM live sessions, PSM notifications, PSM universal connectors, PSM unmanaged session accounts. You no need to remember all these safe names, only the important safes with the configuration files where those configurations got saved, those are important. Okay, so out of these safes, password manager safe is important, PSM safe is important, PWA config safe is important, and password manager shared. This contains all policy.inf files. System safe, it contains license file, configuration file, that is dbpalm.ini, etc. So these are the important safes. Okay, so if I open this PSM safe, total 5 safes got created related to PSM. PSM live sessions, notifications, universal connectors, PSM unmanaged session. Can someone tell me, there is one safe that is missing related to PSM. What is the name of that safe? Any one of you? There is one safe that is missing here. I can't see that safe now. What is the name of that safe related to PSM? Any guess? Any one of you? During the installation, there is one specific path. It asked us for a specific path to store something on the PSM server. What is the default safe? I explained you. Initially, after launching the sessions, of the sessions got terminated, once the sessions got disconnected, the recordings will be stored on the PSM server and it will be uploaded to the vault, into which safe? Any one of you? What is the name of that safe? The default safe is PSM recordings. The name of the safe is PSM recordings. So right now, we can't see that safe here. What's the reason? Any one of you? PSM recording safe is not showing here. What is the reason? So since we have not launched any sessions via PSM, we just installed PSM component. We just installed CyberArk PSM. We have not launched any sessions so far. Means I have not onboarded any privileged accounts and I have not connected from CyberArk. So once we launch the session, once we launch any first session with PSM, then that safe will be created automatically. PSM recording safe will get created automatically when you launch a first session with PSM. Since we have not launched any PSM session so far, so we were not able to see the PSM recording safe. Okay, later in our operations, we will onboard some privileged accounts and we will connect those privileged accounts via PSM. So then we can able to see the PSM recordings here, and I'll show you those recordings, how those recordings are getting uploaded onto that particular safe, PSM recording safe. Okay, right. So next, this PSM safe contains, what are these? Any one of you? What are these? PSM admin and PSM server. Just now we have seen, where we have seen this PSM server and PSM admin server. So these are the two default accounts that will be created after PSM installation. That is PSM Connect. PSM server is nothing but PSM Connect. PSM admin is nothing but PSM admin Connect. Okay. Just now I showed you in the users and groups on the PSM server, the local users and groups, PSM Connect and PSM Admin Connect. Okay, so you can see it from PWA interface, or on the PSM server, you can see in the local users and groups, or on the vault inside the PSM safe. These two accounts will get stored, PSM Connect and PSM Admin Connect. which we call it as PSM server and PSM admin server. PSM Connect is responsible for launching the sessions. PSM Admin Connect is responsible for auditors in order to monitor the live sessions. Okay, so this safe is important. PSM safe. Close. So now go to tools, administrative tools, users and groups. So these are all the users and groups that got created. See here, PSM app underscore win. So this is the name which we have given during the installation, PSM app user. And similarly, PSM gateway user. PSM app user is responsible for internal processing of application, means launching the PSM application. In the backend, this user is responsible. Whereas gateway user, as the name itself indicates, gateway, it will retrieve the credential from the vault and it will establish a connection. Similarly, PSM app users group got created. PSM live session terminators group got created. PSM master group. Yes. So these are the default users and groups that got created after PSM installation. Okay. Right. So with this, we have successfully installed or implemented a CyberArk major components, that is Vault, CPM, PVWA, and PSM. Okay, so there is one more feature called PSMP, which we call it as Privilege Session Manager Proxy, PSMP. So this PSMP component is responsible for in order to launch the Linux sessions, particularly Linux admins. Instead of retrieving the credentials from Vault, we can use this proxy server, PSMP, Privilege Session Manager Proxy, in order to launch sessions for the Linux admins. So later we will see that PSMP installation. And we have a pending task called disaster recovery setup, DR setup. Okay, so we will also install the disaster recovery vault as a backup. If in case if the production is down, we can still use the DR environment, disaster recovery vault, so that users will not get impacted. So after implementing the DR, we will jump on to the operations phase. We will onboard some privileged accounts of different flavors, and we'll see how to configure policies in CyberArk, etc. Okay, guys. So we are seeing services, log files, configuration files, related safes related to PSM. Okay, that's all for today. Okay, so we'll meet tomorrow, and
Vishnu, I got
guys
a
can take up some
question.
questions. Yes, please.
Going back to the software, right? We haven't got the software yet. You mentioned that you're going to talk to Rakesh, right? I don't know where are we on that. Can you please update or any information that you have so far?
So I checked with Rakesh. He told me, just a minute. Meta Origin is a client between you guys and DG Apricus.
Right, I believe so.
So he informed me that he shared the softwares with the client, and
Okay.
they are
No, I
going to
know.
share.
I'm here too. So because I think
Yes.
we haven't. I mean, Rajiv was like unfortunately Sachin got sick. The person who was working, he got sick, last week, and he's been out. So I had Rajiv actually look at it. Is Rajiv here? I even talked to him yesterday. He said he put everything. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Rakesh and Rajiv connect, as they do connect. So let's see how, because I thought it was already done, right? I this weekend, and I'm still finding out it's not, but it needs to be done. Let's try to see what happened. I don't know if let me have a call after this with Rakesh and Rajiv, and we'll fix it.
Yeah, please make sure all the candidates will receive the software by end of the day today itself. Okay.
Yes, I
Because
mean
it
it
was
should have been
already
done last
delayed.
weekend itself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, especially, I mean, any issues that will come across installation, we could be talking as we are doing the installation, right? Once we jump into the, working on the privileged access accounts and other policy things, it would be a little bit too late. And, where do we focus? Do we focus on the installation or do we focus on the application side? So would be nice to get it sooner. So, but let's wait and see.
I agree, bro. Yes, okay, please try to check with Rakesh and make sure the candidates will receive all the software packages that I already shared with Rakesh. Okay.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you
Okay,
so much.
okay, guys. Thank you all.
Mhm.
We'll meet again
See you
tomorrow,
tomorrow.
and we'll see the DR part, or let's focus on the other things. Okay. Thank you
Sure.
all. Have a
Thank you.
nice day.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.